Sinaiticus is the book that tipped the scholars away from the historical preserved text that changed the world toward faith, and instead turned them toward a few supposedly ancient Bibles and leave the reader and entire generations with a lot of doubt. Yea, hath God said. It's practically the motto at Bible colleges and seminaries and some churches. I told you that I would show you what happened to Mark 16, 9 to 20, that they removed 12 verses and how we can know they did. Well, now is the time. I'm going to start by teaching you how a book is put together. Then I'll show you how they changed the book. You'll learn what they did, which scribe did what the end result was, and what we can learn from that. In a later video, I will build on this to show you how and maybe why Sinaiticus was faked. That's a tall order. Shall we get started? Hi, I'm David Daniels from Chick Publications. To write a book, we start with a sheet. Then we fold the sheet in half. That makes 2 folia. That's Latin for leaves. This is folio, leaf 1, and this is folio, leaf 2. So, each folio also has 2 sides. I used to teach my kids in elementary school to hold a book up what? To hold it up right. I would teach my kids to hold a book so that it is right or correct. That's the word recto, meaning right. That's the front of a page. To get to the other side, we have to do what to the page? We turn it. So the back side is the verb verso, meaning turning. Recto, right, front, verso, turning, back. So we have one sheet, which is 2 folia, leaves, and each folio has 2 sides, recto the front and verso the back. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So, if one sheet is 4 pages, then 4 sheets are 4 times 4? 16 pages. Once we get 4 sheets together, we have 8 folia, leaves, and 16 pages. We call that a quire. The Sinaiticus is made up of quires that are supposed to be stitched together to make a large book or codex. This would be quire 1, folio 1, recto, and we have a total of 16 pages. You can always watch again if you haven't gotten it down yet, the wonders of multimedia. So let me ask you, what happens if you are the boss corrector and your writer makes a big mistake? If it's bad enough, it's like when a kid raises his hand and says, "Teacher, I messed up my page. Could I have another one, please?" And I'd say, "Well, sure." And I'd hand them a new sheet of paper. These guys who wrote Sinaiticus clearly did something like this. But if it got bad enough, the boss corrector, also called a diorthotes, would get another sheet and fit it into place. Well, that's easy if you put it in the middle. As you can see, the middle sheet, folia 4 and 5, pages 7, 8, 9, and 10. All those pages are next to each other, contiguous, so you can correct it easily. But if it's on another sheet, it's more difficult because you have to write the replacement in such a way that you can match up the end word of one page onto the beginning word of another page 4 times. 4 to 5 here, 6 to 7 here, and then on this side, 10 to 11 here, and 12 to 13 here. So If it's on another sheet, it's more difficult. Now you need a new sheet to cancel out the other sheet. You replace it completely, so it's called a cancel sheet. That cancel sheet has to match up with all the other pages. So in the New Testament, there are 3 sheets, which equals 6 folia, leaves, which equals 12 pages, where scribe D used a cancel sheet to wipe out the mistakes of scribe A. The second one is the one we're interested in. And guess what? It's right in the middle of the choir. That should be easy. Except no. It covers from Mark 14:54 through Luke 1:56. That means that right in the middle of it is Mark 16:9-20. Does it belong? Or doesn't it belong? Let's find out. People are curious. They want to know why Scribe D got rid of Scribe A's work and then put in a cancel sheet that he personally rewrote. Some people think that A wrote in verses 9-20, but Scribe D, the boss, didn't want it in. He got upset and he rewrote the entire section to get it out. Other people count the average number of letters on a line and the number of lines in a column from Scribe A, and they say there's not enough space to include verses 9-20. Well, let me tell you this about Scribe D. He is a perfectionist. Let me show you something he took pride in, the Psalms. Isn't that beautiful? You can tell by the handwriting, the experts say, it is the same guy. Now, look at this. This is what he did on the cancel sheet. Okay? Okay, so what happened? He starts, according to the experts, I'm just going to put this into English, by measuring space for Luke. Then he writes Luke 1, but he really compresses the letters together. On the last page, he squeezes in over 200 more letters than on other pages. And he did it emotionally and sloppily. You can tell that he's upset and maybe under pressure. Take a look here. All right, on that last page, in Luke 1:26, he actually said that the angel Gabriel appeared to Mary in Nazareth of, not Galilee, but Judea, 70 miles away. No other Bible in the world makes this mistake. He wasn't paying attention, was he? Then he added the words for joy in verse 41, copying them from verse 44. No other Bible in the world adds this word here, but Scribe D did. The goal of a scribe is not just to get it done, but to get it done right. Look here, 14 per line, 15, 14, 17, 14. See how he's squeezing those letters in there? But then once he squeezed in Luke 1, he went to work, according to the experts, on Mark 15 and 16. At what point in the beginning he actually squeezed words again, but after he noticed his mistake, he quickly went the other way. Let me go to the verso side. He was trying to hide the fact that he was removing verses 9-20, but now he had too much space. What's he going to do? What else? Spread the letters out. So, starting at Mark 15:19, they got wider and wider as he realized he didn't calculate right in his haste. So he went way down in his letter count. See for yourself. Look, there's now 10 on this line. There's only 3 letters on this line. 9, 10, 10, 5, that's one word, 10, 11, 10, 4, 10. See? Very different, isn't it? So he moved down on his letter count. Then he wrote the ending to Mark, filling up a little space, but he still had almost an empty column. After such a sloppy job by this perfectionist, why didn't he just get another parchment and start over? He must have been in a hurry, but that's the subject of another video. Look, as I told you, out of 620 ancient Greek manuscripts that have Mark 16, they all have 9 to 20 but 2. Codex Sinaiticus and the Roman Catholic Codex Vaticanus. And I think Sinaiticus originally had it. Scribe T got mad, made a bunch of mistakes, and under a time crunch in order to take it out. You know the result. After Sinaiticus was published, people all over the world started writing notes in their Bibles that a part of the Word of God didn't really belong. Some of you even have it in your King James Bibles. The devil wanted you to doubt. God bless you and have a wonderful day.